Cox's Steakhouse, Drummond, County Leitrim, proud sponsors of It's Country with Steve and Shay. Log on to www.cox's-steakhouse.com.
Welcome back to part two of It's Country with Steve and Shay. We're here with Ritchie Remo. Ritchie, the music business and the country music business, it's very important that you're out touring all the time as well. I know you say you started small. Are you expanding your horizons now?
Well, I mean, every year that you're on the road, you get all the gigs, and if you do a good job, you get back again. And then what happens is you can start to spread your wings into different areas, and areas come whenever you do well. You keep getting the next area, so to speak. And then, Scotland, I suppose, has got a lot of concerts and festivals and stuff. And once you start breaking into Scotland, then it's the same. You just keep moving bit by bit into it, and it's one of them things. I think if you keep working at it, the right songs, and your show. If your show's good, the show has to be good as well, because if people comes once and sees you and they don't like you, they're not coming back. So if your show's good, they'll come back and see you, and that's all part of it as well,
How do you keep that energy up as well? Because, you might be gigging in 3 days, you might have done 5 shows, and each person is paid in to see that show. So, but how do you keep that energy up?
I think, it's important to maybe get good sleep as well. If you can get the rest, like yourself, you're well rested and that. But, you try and get as much rest as possible, so whenever you go back on, you're fresh again. But it's something, I always have it built in. No matter how tired I am, I go on and switch on and away I go. When you enjoy the show, whenever you finish the show, you might be knackered, but that's you to the next show. So I suppose it's like the footballers even playing a game of football, and then the rest, they train, and then they play another game of football. And it's one of them things you try and do your best at every gig you're doing,
You talked about picking songs as well, and we've had a couple of songs. We're going to have a huge hit for you in just a few minutes as well. But how do you go about picking those songs? Where do your influences come from?
I suppose, you're always looking for the next song, and you're always looking for the next single, and you're always trying to think, what will work or what isn't going to work, or you don't actually really know is the answer to it. And there'll be people who would say the way to know is playing the song at a gig. But at gigs, at my gigs and different types of gigs, there's certain songs will work with that audience, but not with this audience. So you can't even tell with that either. So, you get maybe one particular song that maybe will just work. Through the years, you had things years ago like Country Roads and, Do You With Daddy and things like that. DJ Otzi at that time had a massive, sort of period where he did a few songs and they went massive. And there's been different, sort of songs like that's worked particular times. And it just so happened, whenever I heard Hit the Diff and Marty Moore brought it out, and he'd be very much, I suppose, like a folk type band with the banjos and things, I thought to myself, I could do a good country cover of this. So I sat down to put the riffs into it, it's in my version of it, and recorded it, and Steve done the video at the time, and it was one of them things. It was just another single, but once it'd been done to YouTube and iTunes and that, I mean, it just really took off, the momentum. Once the momentum gathers, it's just sort of flies, and it was just one of them things that just kept going and going, and it's still going and going at the shows, and people loves it, and there's only some people now that starting to know about it. It's spreading and spreading and spreading, and I suppose it's the second biggest song now after Wagon Wheel in the Irish country scene, so it's been great.
And is there another one out there? Is that what you're constantly looking for, another one of those? Well,
I've been writing songs as well, since I've been on the road this last 3 or 4 years. And my first 2 singles was originals at The Cutest Girl in OAO. And they done great as well. They're probably, what people knows before up until they hit the diff. So, the originals was something at a waltz as well called Marianne and Aunt Mary, a couple of waltzes as well. You just don't know what's going to do next. You're writing. I've read loads of stuff, and some of them goes to the blue bin, as I call it, to the paper bin. And some of them might make it to the recording studio. And I suppose, you're always looking for the next song, but everybody's looking for it. So it's finding it,
Tell us about the video for Hit the Diff, because I think if you haven't seen it, you're going to really enjoy this.
Well, basically, I was gigging the night before, and Steve basically says we've got I think it was like an hour to shoot the video or something, and I had a gig that night, so we were really caught for time on it. So we went up to I think it's Barntop Farm outside Ballycastle, and I had arranged 3 young farmers with tractors, and we organised. There was a digger in a field we seen it, and we thought we could maybe use the digger in a Land Rover, and we got a quad as well. So basically we just went and we drive about in tractors and ripped and tore fields up, and I jumped up onto a bale, and just.
Can I say that's extraordinary? I thought that was a special. I thought you jumped off it backwards, and they had. I don't know how you made it.
Well, I done gymnastics whenever I was younger. I was professional gymnast, so. I'm only joking, but no, it was funny how it just all fitted together, and the actual tractor we used at the start was a massive tractor. It cost massive money, and we jumped into it and we drove this tractor, and like the amount of gadgets in it was unbelievable, inside it, and it was one of them things that just went together, and I never thought much of it at the time. And Steve done the video, and as I say, it came out, and it just, and the funny thing about it is the videos. It's the simplicity of the video works for children and families and people, and you could do like a really, really, you could storyboard a video, and you could write out where you're going to do this there, and you're going to do this. It could be all really well choreographed, and nobody might ever look at it. It's one of them things. It's strange how things.
Yeah, but can I say, having seen your live show and met you, and you were there on the day of the video as well, I think you bring that energy to everybody who's involved as well, and I think it brings it to another level that people kind of go, I'm going to enjoy this, and you are going to enjoy this. Let's have a look at Hit the Diff.
Mowing, lifting, sewing, baling, drawing, hauling a bucker, raking, backing, stacking, plowing, crashing, tipping, wrapping, keel door slapping, sucking, diesel, cutting, trucking, spreading, piping, double clutching, spinning, sliding, digging, rigging, wearing, tearing, losing, winning. Oh, hit the diff and pray that she goes all the way. Wear platinum hat with the party hats, and I'm heading for the day. They thought that we were quitting. Well, when the sun went down, with a flame from the pipe, we drove a light till the fuel it ran out. Oh, give me a yoke with plenty of poke and a cat of easy start, and 1,500 acres, hauling 40 ton of grass. I said goodbye before July to the woman in an awful rush, and it was nearly Christmas before I got back in touch. I found a safe, but I had no brakes, couldn't keep it cool. With loads of power, was behind the narc, so give the pop a screw. Out all night with no lights, only seeing stars, and the gloom from the moon, and the diesel light in the dash. Mowing, lifting, sewing, baling, drawing, hauling, bucker, raking, backing, stacking, plowing, crashing, tipping, wrapping, keel door slapping, sucking, diesel, cutting, trucking, spreading, piping, double clutching, spinning, sliding, digging, rigging, wearing, tearing, losing, winning. Oh, hit the diff and pray that she goes all the way. We're flat to the mat with the party hats, and I'm heading for the day. They thought that we were quitting. Well, when the sun went down, with a flame from the pipe, we drove a light till the fuel it ran out. Overload on a turnhill road, slapping through the gears, sending Snapchats of what I'm at to everyone on a beer. Hit the tune below and it started to roll, always in the air. It was my chance to grease the nipples I never knew was there. Need some sleep and new teeth for digging and dozing in the muck. In case it rains, needing a chain lying in the truck. Climbing, liming, mixing, piping after the field is cut. There's many a gap you won't get at without 6,000 foot. Mowing, lifting, sewing, baling, drawing, hauling, bucker, raking, backing, stacking, plowing, crashing, tipping, wrapping, keel door slapping, sucking, diesel, cutting, trucking, spreading, piping, double clutching, spinning, sliding, digging, rigging, wearing, tearing, losing, winning. Oh, hit the diff and pray that she goes all the way. We're flat to the mat with the party hats, and I'm heading for the day. They thought that we were quitting. Well, when the sun went down, with a flame from the pipe, we drove a light till the fuel it ran out. Oh, hit the diff and pray that she goes all the way. We're flat to the mat with the party hats, and I'm heading for the day. They thought that we were quitting, cause the summer doesn't last, but we're heading to New Zealand, where the crack
So 2.2 million hits on YouTube and counting, and that doesn't count Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and Instagram and all the other places that could be seen. You're really busy. You've had a really busy summer with festivals as well. We're coming out of that season now. What's next for you?
Well, we always do the concert tour as well, and we've been adding on more and more concerts every year, and more into the winter sort of stage of the year. And we would always get schools involved as well. The school choirs coming on, sing Hit the Diff at some of the concerts. Things. It's great, and I suppose it brings the family, side to it, and with the festivals and with the concerts, and the dances more for the jivers and the older not older generation, but the young people and old, but not the really young ones. So, the daytime shows and the festivals and that. It's great to see all the families coming along. Yeah,
and a lot of the festivals are under 12s free, or teenagers are a $5, or it's great value. Tell us, if we want to buy your music, we want to find out what you're doing, what's next, where do we go?
Well, we're on iTunes. We've got Sharp Music, Ruben Stewart up there, and they distribute all my stuff. And they're also for sale to gigs. So the stuff's on YouTube, and all the usual sort of And
if I want to send you a love letter or a fan mail, is it a Facebook or is it a website? Or
you can send it on Facebook. We've got Twitter, as you say. We've got Snapchat. We've got all them things going on. So we've got email as well. So you can find me in any of them places.
Ritchie, pleasure.
Thank you.
Look forward to it. I want you to teach me to dance as well. Promise?
You send me any love letters anyway.
Thank you very much. Ritchie Remo, back to you in the studio, Steve.
Shay and Ritchie, thank you very much, and thank you to you all for tuning in this evening to It's Country with Steve and Shay. Do join us again next week, where we'll be joined by Paul Kelly from the Ellingham Arms Hotel in Bundoran, County Donegal. Join us again next week at 10 p.m. Friday, 2:30 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. So until then, good night.